A number of different, we have 4 more presenters today. Developing any kind of medical technology is a challenge, but often delivering it to the right place at the right time and the right dosage is just as challenging. So one of the difficulties of metastatic breast cancer going to the brain is that how do you get the medication in the right place? How do you get it into the brain, past the blood-brain barrier, and get it to stay there? So Reglagene is our next presenter, and I'd like to hear from Richard Austin, President and CEO.
Hi, my name is Richard Austin, and I'm the CEO and a co-founder at Reglagene. And we're a therapeutics company that is redefining brain cancer treatment. It was thinking small that led us to our breakthrough. Most brain cancer patients die within about a year of diagnosis because the brain won't let in treatments to fight the tumor. Each of us has a blood-brain barrier that prevents toxins from going into our brains, but it also prevents the entry of beneficial tumor treatments. We solve this problem by going about it in the opposite way as everyone else. Instead of trying to force a particular therapy through the barrier, we instead focused on creating the smallest molecules and then worked on fighting the tumor. After 900 prototypes, we now have an orally administered cancer therapy that enters the brain 14 times better than the competition. We designed our molecule to use the most well-validated way of fighting cancer in the clinic. There are already 7 FDA-approved drugs that work by this way that have had clinical and commercial success for cancers outside the brain. But they do nothing for brain cancer patients because they cannot navigate the blood-brain barrier. And that's where our therapy, RGN-6024, comes in. It is a novel therapy that leverages this well-validated way of working, takes it into the brain, and we even built in patient convenience with oral administration on top of that. This is where thinking small comes into play. We designed our molecule to engage a small pocket on the surface of its target protein. Consequently, it's half the size of most of those FDA-approved drugs. And all things being equal, small beats large when it comes to crossing the blood-brain barrier. So this is our competitive advantage. In our therapeutic class, no one tops us in the 2 dimensions of oral administration and brain penetration. We have the best molecule. Now, this is about a $2 billion market opportunity in the United States alone. And our objectives are going after glioblastoma, the deadliest brain cancer, but the real market here is in brain metastases. Breast and lung cancer will metastasize into the brain quite commonly. Our therapy works. We took a human brain cancer, implanted it into the brains of mice, and divided them into 3 groups. And we ran what is known as a survival study, basically for each group, measuring the number of animals that survived on each day of dosing. Here in blue, you see our placebo, dose, day 28, they start dying, all dead by day 38. We took our therapy, once daily oral dosing in these animals, dose, start dying about day 28, but you see they survive quite a bit longer. This, what looks like the border of the graph up here in magenta, those are animals receiving our drug twice per day. Over this 7-week study, we did not lose a single animal. Being on our drug kept them alive. That's what we want to see when we go into the clinic. We're raising a $4 million convertible note round. This will help us complete all the remaining studies that will enable us to file our investigational new drug application with the FDA and start human clinical trials. We have about half this round raised. Make no mistake for us, the science experiment is over. We are fully in preclinical development, anticipating being in the clinic in 2026, and we are now in the exit zone as a company. Cancer therapeutics companies exit 84% of them by the time they get to their phase 2 human clinical trial. We're not going all the way to the market. We're getting taken out before then. And brain cancer companies are in demand. Just last quarter, Merck bought the preclinical stage brain cancer company, Modify Bio, in a $1.3 billion deal. So I'm a 30-year veteran of the pharmaceutical industry. I have a well-qualified management team and a board of directors with the right experiences and that is highly engaged with our company. So we have a brain cancer therapy that's in development, not a science experiment, but fully going towards the clinic. It's a favorable competitive landscape. Getting a therapy across this blood-brain barrier is a challenge. We have found a way to do that, and the number of players out there we compete against is small. And bam, here we go. All right. It's a team of pharmaceutical industry professionals. You met our management team. We have a host of consultants who have done this before and done this a lot. And lastly, the value inflections are coming. IND filing, clinical data. We're growing the value of the company. I'd love to have you in our breakout room.